Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's Truth with Alonda Hassel. So it's been a great couple of weeks. Pretty busy, whatever. But, life keeps happening. It's a good thing. And I was thinking probably within the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks or so, my authority has been challenged. Remember that from Cosby Show? My authority has been challenged in the sense that when I walked into rooms that people know me, people see me as one way, perhaps they didn't know. I'm going to, give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't know the authority that I walked in. And I'm not saying this in any way to be conceited or, like I need this pomp and circumstance when I walk in a room, because that is not my heart at all. Never. Like, I will take the back seat all the time. I'm cool with that. But my authority is my authority. And so I was challenged, a couple times, and I was really taken aback. And I was like, what's the lesson that I need to learn? What is the bottom line for this? Because I didn't think that although it was different instances, this same kind of testing of my leadership and my authority kept coming. So I'm like, okay, God, what is it that I need to see, that I need to learn, that I need to be aware of, that I need to be cognizant of, so that offense does not rise up and I make it become something more than it is. And I know so many of you understand what I'm saying. And this is what it is. Honestly, when you exceed people's expectation of who you are, when you are no longer in the place where they knew you, where they understood you, where they comprehended your authority or comprehended your character or comprehended what you have access to, when you are no longer in that place, when you exceed people's expectations of who you are and what you do and what you've been called to do, it's not you. It's literally a direct reflection on them. And they start to get in their feelings, because I knew you over there, but now you're trying to tell me you're over here. And I had to remind myself, first of all, of my worth and my value. And I had to stand firm in what position, what title, what authority I walk in. And that is not always easy for people who are really walking in humility, or at least really trying hard to walk in humility. But I had to remind myself, like, you did the work to get here, and the Lord elevated you, or the job elevated you, or your community elevated you. So don't dumb down where you have grown to and where you have, for lack of a better word, been elevated to, because people are failing to see that you've progressed to a new place, because people are still trying to hold their expectation of who you are where they knew you, and did not recognize or did not desire to recognize your elevation, right? So I understood my worth, and I had to stand on that, which is awkward, because you don't want to always say it with your chest. You don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying, like remind people. But every once in a while, you have to, or people will try to play you. And it's not because you're trying to lord over or rule over anyone, but I'm here because I'm supposed to be. But also, I had to deal with that, because people are not going to hold me in some kind of box and suggest that my authority or my elevation is not authentic. And I'm just sort of slapping titles and, walking in this faux authority or full position. Like, that's not where I am, and that's where a lot of people are not. So when you see someone who has been elevated, when you see someone who has moved, has changed, has developed, has done the work to advance to a new, I don't care if it's a position at work, a position at church, a position in life, if you were the fiance and now you're the spouse, if any of those things, respect that and stop allowing people to keep their expectation of who you are or who they want you to be your narrative. Be able to, in a very firm but in a very loving way, say, yeah, this is who I am, and I'm showing up as such. I am showing myself in this way, this new way, to not prove, but to let you know that this is where I am now. And because I've exceeded, or because we exceed people's expectations of who we are, they think we should always be, does not mean we should remain there. It just means that they got to check themselves. It just means also that you have to walk in that authority, and you have to walk in that new place with confidence and boldness. Listen, sometimes when you don't even have the confidence or boldness, when you are not really certain of all this new position entails, you have to do it in a way that you know that you're prepared, you know that you're supposed to be there, you know that the elevation is supposed to be there. If you're on your job and you get a new position, the people that you worked in the position with prior to your promotion are going to still try to treat you like you're still working in that last position. And you have to change your mind and say, no, I've exceeded that place where you still had me, where you remembered me, but now I'm showing up as this. And again, not to hurt people or not to lord over them, but to remind them that I earned this spot. I did the work. This is not some social promotion. Like, I did the work to get to where I am. And so I have to walk in that. And if I have to remind you that this is where I am now, and if this is a shock because it exceeds your expectation of who you always wanted me to be, I don't even feel sorry. You just got to step your mind up concerning the things that I've been blessed with, right? Take on that mentality. You're not going to hold me to a place where I was. I'm past that. I'm out of that. So you can't put that on me. That narrative is no longer a part of my current chapter. I'm sitting here writing this dope new chapter, and you still trying to reread what I did in that last chapter. So stand on the authority that has been given to you, that my worth has increased, right? He said, what did Fat Joe say? He said, listen, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. And when you exceed that in people's brains, sometimes they have a hard time being able to say, ooh, I don't know if her value is really there. Trust me, honey, the stuff that you didn't see, the tears that you didn't see, the frustration and the learning curves and all of those things that you didn't see, I've earned the right. My prices have increased. And because of that, I have exceeded what you thought I would always be. And that's okay. But that's not my concern. That's on you. If I got to tell you once, I'll tell you. But I'm not going to keep reiterating the same thing. You'll just have to watch and see that my value has increased. The price has gone up. And I am absolutely okay with that. Again, not to be nasty, not to be conceited, not to be any of those things. But what people will not do anymore, because I know my worth, is to keep me down and keep me oppressed and keep me in a place where I used to be. And I've crawled out, climbed out, ran out of those areas, and I'm ready to live in this new area. I recognize that everybody can't accept the fact that the new level of authority and the new level of confidence and the new level of worth at value that I understand, they can't all accept that. But I'm okay with that too. You know why? Because I accept it. All right? That's my Tuesday's truth. Yo, they tried to play me, but I handled it as a lady should. I didn't have to come out of pocket to let people know. My authority and the way I carry that out will speak for itself. That's my Tuesday's truth. If you know somebody who just needs to be encouraged, and I don't care at what level people think that you've exceeded their expectations, they need to hear this video. Please share it with them. Certainly like it. I love to see your comments because I know I'm not the only one where people try to try you and test your patience and test your new level of authority. But walk in it proudly, boldly. If you got to wear high heels or sneakers, sis, bruh, do what you got to do to walk in your authority, and most of all, to know your worth. Happy Tuesday. I love you all. Enjoy your day.